We're taking a look back at some of the biggest and best stories of 2010. Hello and welcome to City Source. I'm Thomas Gandy. In Irving, no story was bigger than the implosion of Texas Stadium. City Source brought you extensive coverage that all came to a climax on the morning of April 11th, 2010.
A 38-year history. 2,700 pounds of dynamite. And memories too numerous to count. Texas Stadium was imploded on the morning of Sunday, April 11th, 2010.
It's sad, you know, you kind of welled up, you know, when the fireworks started going, the music, you know. You don't even want to look, you know. Right now the dust is protecting us from what's there, but we'll be. That site will forever change.
It was a moment thousands of people wanted to see. They started gathering at the site around midnight.
Across the highway over there, people are all over the place over there. It is incredible.
Here at the VIP event, just about everyone had a story to share.
A lot of memories from the stadium, but more to people, you know, the people, you know, after the games, going in the parking lot, having our tailgate things.
I got engaged in there and graduated from high school in there, played football a couple times in there.
But they know the stadium, considered state-of-the-art in the 1970s, is past its prime.
I've heard so much about blowing it up, I want to see it go down. I'm ready for it to happen.
It's a grand dame who has been a beautiful partner for so many years, and it's now time for it just to go away.
Irving city leaders are eager to get the site clear so it can be sold and redeveloped. It's a message they shared to a large audience during ICTN's live coverage, which was beamed via satellite worldwide.
It's a prime location.
We've got tremendous opportunity here.
Over 400 acres for redevelopment.
The largest transit-oriented development in the entire nation.
A partnership with Kraft also generated attention and money for local charities. 11-year-old Casey Rogers won a contest to press the final button that will bring the stadium down. He talked with event MC Chris Berman of ESPN.
How you feeling right now, big guy?
I'm just really excited.
These fireworks and other images from this celebration will be used in a national advertising campaign. But for now, all eyes are on Texas Stadium in its last moment standing.
There were a lot of tears streaming when that roof came in. That's our memories. No one's ever going to take away.
You're not going to lose the memories. The stadium might be gone, but the memories and the team is still here.
As the dust clears, revealing the debris left behind, there is sadness among many fans, but former city leaders involved in getting the stadium built are feeling
satisfaction that we did what we said we would do, and everything came out and it was fulfilled exactly as we represented it.
Taxpayers never spent a dime on it. It's a beautiful stadium and it just has worked real well.
The land will be sold and generate property tax revenue for the first time. Concrete debris will be ground up and used in the rebuilt roadways. Steel from the roof could be used as a public art piece. The stadium may be gone, but never forgotten.
It is just a part of our life that'll just be in our hearts and not in our eyes anymore.
About a month after that implosion, emergency crews were back at the site using the debris in a training exercise, and our cameras were in the middle of the action. Take a look.
The biggest implosion in Irving's history created a big mess.
It is a mess.
And a big opportunity that may lead to lives being saved.
That's what we deal with a lot of time. We're right in the middle of the mess.
We've got a joint training exercise with Irving Fire Department and Dallas Fire Department.
We're actually utilizing an extremely unique opportunity, and that is to actually train on the rubble pile of the now imploded Texas Stadium.
This ain't an everyday thing we get to get our hands on as far as training is concerned.
Irving is working with Texas Task Force 2, a specially trained search and rescue team based in Dallas. Members have responded to numerous disasters, and now they're keeping in practice by working on this heavy debris.
So we're probably talking 3 or 4 tons of concrete.
To lift it, they use a system involving an airbag, combined with manual labor, maneuvering, and lots of communication.
Keep going. Keep going. The idea is to lift that column enough to either give us access to a victim, access to a void, so that we can continue rescue operations.
They are also getting the chance to use tools they rarely get the chance to practice with.
The hard thing to come by that we have here is the cutting of steel, the cutting and breaking of concrete. Those kind of materials are very expensive, and it's hard to have that material to practice on. You know, luckily we've got a great big structure here that's got all densities of concrete, all different sizes of reinforcement steel in it that we can cut.
While the implosion of a stadium is a planned and rare event, the urgent need for these rescuers to demonstrate their skills could come up at any moment.
This is mainly a collapse scenario. So any type of building, whether it be from tears to severe weather, whatever, that collapses structures.
I was looking at some pictures of Haiti and some of the task forces that went down there, and they had some similar looking stuff here. I remember back in 9/11, you were looking at the rubble pile from the Twin Towers, and they had some spaces like this. You kind of look at it like, where in this pile would people be able to survive, and what would we have to do to get to them and get them out?
It is work that is dangerous. Even this practice comes with risks.
You can see we're all got hard hats on, we got knee pads, we got steel-toed boots. It's pretty dangerous. I mean, you've got, dynamite was used to blow this thing up. A lot of things are unstable.
A lot of scrap steel, sharp edges, broken concrete, that sort of thing. So we're having to take all the precautions.
This is Sandy Key.
This is also a time for dogs to hone their skills. This one is experienced.
She's been certified for about 3 years now, and has seen 4 deployments, the largest of which was Hurricane Ike. We were on Galveston for about 10 days.
This is Sonic. He came from Las Vegas.
Sonic is still in training. He was found as a stray roaming in a field and identified by the Las Vegas Animal Shelter as having the right personality to be a rescue dog. There is no denying he is eager to work.
You're excited.
When the time comes, Sonic is focused on his task. He is learning to find live victims.
They smell millions times better than we do. He can smell the other animals in the area. He can smell all the different people. And it just takes him seconds to figure out what's in the area. And then the one thing that he can't see, the person that he smells but he can't see, is the one he's going to find.
You can see it happen here. Watch as Sonic even appears to factor wind direction.
The wind has to be blowing a certain way so they can catch the scent. So he went right past his entrance. He caught scent, turned around, came back, started barking. And that's exactly what he wanted to do.
Sonic is rewarded with his favorite toy. But the rewards for the firefighters here are the experience gained and the new relationships formed.
Great for our team, it's great for Dallas, it's great to develop a rapport between the two cities as we move forward with the regional task force team.
Texas Stadium is gone forever, but the memories and the legacy of this potentially life-saving training will carry on throughout this region and beyond.
As far as training experience, it's going to move us up quite a bit.
For these guys to be able to interact in this environment, it's just unprecedented.
A few months after that, and the site was clear. We went back to make something happen that some might have thought impossible. We got the Cowboys back on that ground.
You never thought you would see it again. The Cowboys are back at the Texas Stadium site, and they are ready to play. Okay, so on this team, there's no Emmitt Smith, no Troy Aikman, no Roger Staubach.
Yeah.
But there's no longer a stadium either. Everyone watched the implosion of Texas Stadium in April of 2010, and now that the site is clear, we invited the Cowboys of the Irving Boys Football Association to do all of their warm-ups and be the final Cowboys team to play at this site. At this special moment, proud parents and coaches are not missing the NFL team that played here.
My little 7- and 8-year-old team has a much better record than those millionaires over in Arlington.
I grew up watching the Cowboys, and now my son gets to play the final practice or to ever play on the Cowboy Stadium.
There it is.
While this team runs plays and works on strategy,
low man wins. Don't stand up and then try to go. You'll be on your donkey back over here.
The City of Irving is working on a game plan of its own, figuring out what to do with this high-profile property.
So Doug, this is really a lot of space up here.
Right, we've got about 78 acres of land.
Land that is just about completely clear. Over the past few months, crews ground up all of the concrete that made up the stadium. It is being used on State Highway 114.
Exactly what we thought would happen did happen, and that is that we used the material from this Texas Stadium in the highway around the site.
100% of the steel was also recycled. Now that the land is vacant, the city's real estate and development department is getting lots of calls from people who want to build here.
And one of those calls, if it comes to fruition, it'll be one of those things that Irving will be proud of.
Agreements prevent him from getting specific.
These things are confidential.
But he likes what he's hearing.
Definitely you will be, I think, impressed with what the people are thinking about out there, especially what developers are thinking about.
What do you think they should do with this land next?
I don't know, I'm not too sure.
Back at this game,
read the safety, look him off.
We ask players' parents for their ideas.
Oh, that's a hard question. Some people say strip mall.
Shop and live in something.
Casino. I would like to have a casino here.
The city knows the land is valuable. Its location in the Metroplex and accessibility to major highways being expanded are among the selling points. Also, mass transit.
Right here you can see actually the dark orange light coming around.
A new pedestrian bridge will replace this one and provide access to a DART station across State Highway 114.
There's also the property owners around the site that would go in with us. And the whole area represents about 400 acres total with the University of Dallas and the Central Freight site across the street.
It's got a lot of opportunity because of its location. We're in the center of the fastest growing metropolitan area in the country, and that's why it's been attractive, in the development world.
We are continuing to meet with prospects that have a plethora of ideas in terms of what to do with that site. It may be a mixed-use development where you live, work, and play, office, many retail prospects that are coming to us.
Run it again.
Unlike this team practicing,
run it again.
The City of Irving knows it will have one shot to offer this land for redevelopment.
Run it again.
There's not a price tag on the property. We're more interested in making sure that we get a development here that is an economic engine for the City of Irving. We're interested in generating sales tax revenue, property tax revenue, so there's all kinds of ways you can make that deal.
For now, the city is leasing the land to the Texas Department of Transportation so it can store equipment and supplies needed for highway construction projects. In the coming months, TxDOT will begin using more of this land. That lease runs 8 more years, but
we're not going to let the lease to TxDOT get in the way of the right development that comes to this site.
Although it looks pretty empty out here, not quite everything is gone. This is one of the huge trusses that went across the roof, about the only one that wasn't destroyed by the blast of the implosion. And it's one of a few pieces being saved to incorporate into future development.
This is quite a piece of metal right there.
These 18,000-pound pieces of metal used to help hold up the stadium.
We would like to use those in some sort of art project.
Now they help tell the story of its demolition.
When you look at the pictures of the implosion itself, and you'll see those flashes of explosives, then that's That's what it cut right there, those locations.
Doug, any idea of where we can find the star out here?
I think I can try to find a pretty good idea.
Surveyors will be able to determine the exact spot. The field is now 39 feet below all of this dirt.
All across the nation was a cowboy.
With the final chance cheered,
We're gonna take you for a ride.
And the sun setting on this final Cowboys game at Texas Stadium.
Good, good, good.
People are glad to learn that the history won't be forgotten.
There's so many memories.
It kind of gives that nostalgia kind of experience.
While the parents remember what was
the old Cowboys and the old Texas Stadium where God is watching America's team play football.
The kids see it for what it is.
All there is dirt.
But by the time we find out if these players become the next Tony Dorsett or Randy White,
I only know Tony Romo.
We'll all know the impact of what is built here next, whatever that may be.
See ya.
Even though that stadium is gone, sports remain important. Irving is one of the host cities for Super Bowl 45. City Source has spent a lot of time at the Animal Care campus over the past 9 months. There is a lot to talk about, with adoption rates going up and successful programs in place. It all got started with the grand opening in March.
Okay, you guys ready? Kinky Friedman joined Irving city leaders in cutting the ribbon at the city's new Animal Care campus. A bigger crowd than anyone expected.
We've exceeded several thousand.
Moved inside.
Well, I think it's fantastic. It just goes to show you how many people are interested, in animal care and animals and appreciate what the city's doing and wanted to see this facility.
First stop for many, the new adoption mall.
Okay. Bye, sweetie.
Animals are on display so visitors can see them like never before.
Oh, it's really nice.
More potential pets are found here, part of the state's first indoor-outdoor adoption area.
It is really, really nice. I'm really impressed, especially compared to where it was.
Not long after the campus opened,
About 10 minutes maybe?
someone made a match.
That's awesome. First adoption.
Out of all these people, we never thought we'd get to the dog first, so we just found the one that we thought was the best looking.
While more adoptions are underway, many others are taking the time to get to know the animals in the new Get Acquainted rooms.
I love it.
And in outdoor play areas.
I got 5 grandkids.
Travis Tate wants to see if this dog is right for his home.
We've got the opportunity to play and watch the way that Zuma reacts to the children, and she's really been having a good time with the kids.
The Animal Care campus puts Irving Animal Services and the DFW Humane Society under the same roof in an innovative partnership rarely seen in the field.
If you share the same goal or the same mission, why not share resources? So it makes all the sense in the world.
Both groups have struggled. DFW Humane had been operating in a building that was falling apart. Irving city leaders recalled problems with the city's animal shelter.
We weren't paying that much attention, what we were doing in our own operation.
Practices and inadequate facilities drew criticism from residents.
I think this council, this community has really stood up to that criticism.
Testimony to the progress in recent years can be seen in the agency's dramatically improved live release rate and on the face of Scooty, who lacks her 2 front legs. Irving Animal Services got her help through a rescue group who found her just the right home.
I'm very proud of the fact that Irving Animal Shelter had the foresight and the wherewithal to contact another agency that might be interested in taking Scooty. And other than that, I'm sure she would have been disposed of.
Arlo was found dragging himself down an Irving street, his back and legs damaged by disease. The city got him help at Oak Hill Animal Rescue.
So we were able to get a wheelchair for him, and he's been running ever since. He chases cats. He's just an absolute scream.
We have our digital x-ray.
The campus has new medical equipment that can help the city's veterinarian diagnose and treat sick and injured animals better than at the old facility.
It's not even a comparison. It's just
You're in a trailer,
instead of
right?
yeah, we were in the trailer, so this is like the Taj Mahal. You are gorgeous.
Without question, the new campus has a lot of creature comforts.
I think that they've done a great job. I mean, it's been a real effort on the staff's part as well as many volunteers to put this facility together. And it's like everything we do in Irving. It's good.
We have a real focus on the quality of life.
This is Sir Lucas.
Some people found pets right away.
Right away, we just walked up to him and he knew, like, I'm ready. They know. They pick you. Some of them you just can't help to fall in love with.
This dog wasn't quite the right match for Nicole Belton and her kids, but she will keep looking.
Oh, this is awesome. It gives you confidence that these pets are being taken care of. Oh, so pretty. Hi, cutie.
The people running this shelter believe the excitement will continue long after this grand opening.
Obviously, everybody's wild, and they'll remember it, and they'll pass it to their friends.
We have animals for adoption year-round that need everybody's help. So please make this your stop to come adopt.
It's really good because sometimes the dogs don't get adopted, and now people are coming and they can get adopted now and they can have a home.
It's a beautiful building.
Nearly $8.5 million will create a nice building, but money cannot cover everything.
Remember, money may buy you a fine dog, but only love can make him wag his tail.
Looks like that is covered too.
Everybody wanted this to happen. And it tells me one thing, that whenever Irving makes up its mind to do something, it can do it. And it can do it in a big, big way.
The dog park opened shortly after that, and it is proving to be very popular with dog owners. We are not done talking about grand openings. The West Irving Aquatic Center opened just in time for people to enjoy during the hot summer months.
With music, lays, and fruity drinks flowing, people are ready to enjoy some sun and fun.
I'm already ready. I'm going to the island now.
But this getaway is closer to home. As the lifeguards get in place, anticipation builds.
We're getting ready to swim.
This is the grand opening of the West Irving Aquatic Center, and some can't wait to get inside.
It's gonna be amazing.
3, 2,
1.
With the ribbon cut, residents head inside to see a lap pool, kiddie area, and water playground among the features.
This is great. It's the best thing Irving needed.
But the attractions we heard the most about?
I want to go off this.
2 large water slides.
We love the slide.
Before residents took the ride, City Council members Alan Meager and Rick Stouffer prepared to race to see who would make it down first.
I will beat him. It's all about the weight.
1, 2, 3, and they're off.
The race is fast. At the end of the first heat, I had to ask one high-profile spectator,
"Why aren't you racing, Mayor?" Well, you know, they say the heaviest guy always wins, so I didn't really want to dominate the contest, you know.
After both council members got a chance to race on the 2 slides,
We'll just call it a tie.
with that battle settled, we headed to the current channel.
What's so lazy about this river anyway?
The water carries people around the center pool.
We can't stop. I'd like to stop.
I'll tell you, we've been working on this for over 2 years, and it was a great process where we worked with the neighbors and everybody from Bear Creek out here. It turned out great. I think everybody got what they wanted.
This climbing wall is at the edge of the lap pool.
It actually is quite challenging.
When climbers fall, they splash right into the water.
Not only is it a recreational tool, but it's also a fitness tool. We're looking at programs and things like that.
Over at the kiddie pool, Lori Butler is thankful her special needs daughter Jillian can enjoy the water.
It's actually really excellent because it's 0 entry and the wheelchairs go right in the water for handicapped children, so it's a real privilege to see something like this.
We're so excited for the City of Irving and this community in particular, and you can tell it's being very well received.
In fact, better received than anyone imagined.
We hit our capacity, which is around 750 to 800. We'll have to close the doors for a little while.
The line to get inside stretched down the sidewalk and started winding down Conflans Road.
Certainly continues to show how Irving is progressing, how every time we upgrade our projects.
Even the people responsible for making this facility a reality can't wait to try out some of the features.
All the slides.
I have been on the slides a couple times.
That's what I used to do, and I will do it again.
I wish I was a kid again.
When we were growing up, we would have loved to have a facility like this to be able to go to and enjoy.
But it's not too late. The West Irving Aquatic Center has features for all ages.
It really looks nice. They did a super job on it.
I really like it. It's really nice of him. It's cool.
Wow!
They know they'll be able to enjoy this summer and many others at this new aquatic center.
Just appreciate City of Irving for everything they can do for the community.
You saw how that park was designed to be accessible for children with special needs, and in August they had a day to enjoy the entire park for themselves. The Parks Department plans to hold more events for children with special needs next summer. Irving firefighters answered the call when volunteers were needed to help out with the annual Special Olympics game in Arlington. And it was an Irving firefighter who was there when it mattered most for one family. City Source reporter Ashley Roberts heard from a thankful mother.
They want to talk about me being it. These folks are my heroes. And
Irving Assistant Fire Chief Rusty Wilson is doing double duty this weekend.
This is my inspiration right here. Because what I do is nothing compared to what these people do.
He's providing medical assistance for the Special Olympics. Beth Pica is the mother of 2 athletes competing here. She's grateful for Wilson's quick reaction to Carrie Pica's heart condition. Her atrial flutter surfaced on the first day of events.
I really, truly believe that it happened here for a reason and that Rusty is her angel and probably ended up saving her life.
Wilson kept a close eye on Carrie. When he noticed her heartbeat wasn't improving, he called an ambulance.
I just can't say enough about the medical staff and the fire department and everybody that volunteers out here, because I really do feel like they saved my daughter's life.
Good job.
The Irving Fire Department volunteers as medical staff for the Texas statewide Special Olympics Summer Games every year. This summer proved to be the department's biggest turnout yet.
What happens is if I can get anybody out here the first time, I don't have to worry about getting them back the second time. This is very rewarding in a special way.
I enjoy it. It's as much therapy for me as it is for the children.
Irving fire volunteers were found all over the University of Texas at Arlington campus. They were responsible for the medical coverage of more than 3,000 athletes. It took months of planning, but volunteers say the hard work is worth it.
The intensity on their face of they're going to cross that finish line and they're smiling and it's hot. It's amazing.
Set. Go, Evan, go!
The athletes show perseverance and heart from start to finish, and the hard work pays off for many.
Yes, I came in first place in the long jump.
I got first place in the pentathlon.
But it's the cheering and support that seems more meaningful than winning a medal.
The person that crosses the finish line last is just as happy as the one that goes across first.
But with any sport, there's the possibility of injury and the need for medical help, which Irving firefighters are honored to provide.
Well, this morning at about 10:30, we had 5 patients in here, one with a hyperextended knee, a bloody nose, a busted lip, and 2 that were suffering from heat.
The Special Olympics is always held on Memorial Day weekend, which usually makes for some pretty hot temperatures. Irving volunteers say that the main problem they see is heat exhaustion.
It's heat-related emergencies, period. So that, of course, includes, number 1, dehydration.
Wilson also says seizures are common among these athletes, and the heat compounds that. But athletes, including the Pica sisters and their fellow Fredericksburg, Texas teammate, look forward to competing no matter what the weather.
My son just loves it. He's going to nationals. He's going all the way, and they get to be themselves amongst their peers.
Nationals! I'm excited about that.
Although Carrie Pica didn't get to compete, she's still going home with something very special.
Carrie's sister Lindsay won a gold medal in her race walk yesterday, and as soon as she won it, she said, "I'm going to give this to Carrie." So she took it to Carrie and presented that to her in the hospital last night, and Carrie's still wearing it. She won't take it off.
And on the day Carrie was discharged, Wilson and his family were there to say their goodbyes.
Every year I look forward to this. I will go home totally exhausted Sunday evening, but I will be looking forward to next year, I promise you.
Maybe you can keep that one.
Lindsay Pica is also a proud bronze medal winner. It was an emotional weekend for the Pica family. Members say they're grateful for the efforts of the Irving Fire Department and its volunteers, which they believe saved Carrie's life.
I really believe that Rusty is our angel because I think that this was going to happen in Carrie's life on this day, and he was right there.
Ashley Roberts for City Source.
All right, thanks, Ashley. Worrisome but true. Over this holiday season, more people will be drinking and driving. Irving police use an innovative approach to get drunken drivers off the streets. We rode along to see how it all works.
Well, at nighttime, what we're looking for is just anything that's out of the ordinary.
Irving police officer Steve Burris is scanning traffic, looking for any sign that a driver might be drunk.
We're looking for drifting and weaving within their lane or over the lane dividers, a variation of speeds.
Not long after he said that, just look at what was recorded on a police car camera. Right after an officer pulls over the driver, Burris arrives on the scene.
You don't think you're too impaired to drive?
No.
Okay, is there some reason that you ran the red light, you almost took out some crash barrels, you're fishtailing, and you're accelerating heavily?
Their conversation is revealing. Not just what he says, but how he says it.
Do you have any type of speech impediment?
No.
No speech problems whatsoever, because I notice you're kind of slurring your speech.
No.
Talking kind of thick tongue, so there's no reason you'd be doing that?
I mean, I'm from East Texas, so...
Well, East Texas doesn't mean you're going to slur your speech, does it?
No.
Okay.
When it comes to excuses, Burris has heard them all. But here's the most common one.
How much have you had to drink tonight?
I've had like a couple of drinks.
For police officers, we hear, well, 3 beers is I'm drunk, 1 beer I'm lying to the police, so 2 is a safe number.
Regardless of what suspects say, officers soon have proof. First, from field sobriety tests.
The eyes do very specific things based on certain types of drugs that are in your system, and alcohol is a drug. Whenever you're ready, you may begin.
This man has a tough time walking 9 steps with 1 foot in front of the other.
People who are intoxicated have a difficult time dividing their attention between 2 tasks. And these tests are designed to do that. You're looking at your elevated foot and you're counting out loud. Can you count out loud for me?
1001, 1002, 1003.
Burris has seen more than enough.
What city are you in?
Great. Right now, Irvine.
Irvine, okay. Go ahead and turn around for me. Did you see how bad his tests were? Did you hear my question at the end of it? How do you think I did on the test? I did pretty good. You think you're okay to drive? Yeah, I'm okay to drive.
Instead, he's being driven to the police station. This is a no-refusal weekend, meaning no breath tests, only blood tests are offered to drunk driving suspects.
And we bring them up here and go ahead and take blood.
Will you consent to a blood test?
Sure.
Okay.
If he had refused, a judge is on site to immediately issue a warrant to get the sample. A nurse then draws the blood.
We do ours differently than any other police agency around here. We have a judge and a nurse on hand at our police station so that it allows the officer to get in, process their arrestee, and get back out on the street much faster.
It's a forward-thinking, a progressive tool to address this issue.
Having an efficient process means officers can get right back to looking for more drunk drivers without having to make multiple stops to first lock up the suspect.
Go get the warrant signed at a judge's house or another location, then come back, pick that person up from the jail, drive them to a hospital, get the blood sample, then bring them back, drop them off at the jail, take the blood sample to the lab to drop it off.
Here, that long process is streamlined. The blood evidence is also more powerful in court.
It's a very good prosecutorial tool to have the blood evidence, and so that's one of the big reasons that we do it.
In contrast to these blood tests, breath tests are frequently challenged by defense attorneys.
The things that they try to challenge on the intoxilizer are that the person could have ingested something right before they took the test, or they could have had something that, like an alcohol swab to wipe off their lips or something.
The blood results are tougher to challenge, leading to a remarkable outcome for Irving police.
We have not lost any in court. Everyone that was that we did a blood draw on, we either got a plea deal or a conviction.
This no-refusal operation is scheduled most holiday weekends.
When we tend to see an upswing in driving while intoxicated offenses.
In addition to the mandatory blood tests, there are also more officers on the streets. On this night, there are 11 DWI patrols across the city.
This is on top of what we normally use on a weekend.
They are staying plenty busy. This man can't walk on his own, but police say he was behind the wheel.
Going 10 miles an hour down northbound on Beltline from Shady Grove, and apparently he's got some medical issues, but he's also had a bunch of methamphetamines in his pocket. He's very incoherent. This is the methamphetamines doing this to you, man. How big was your beer?
Not everyone they stop is found to be intoxicated, but everyone we encountered did have a story.
All right, his license is suspended 4 different times. Do you not have a driver's license?
No, not yet.
How old are you?
This girl said she was getting a driving lesson from a friend around midnight on State Highway 183.
Okay, well that's something, if you're going to do that, you learn in a parking lot. You don't learn out here on the highway.
They are the people sharing the roads with us at any given time. Police hope the no-refusal weekends and their high-profile response draw attention to what's out there.
Irving Police Department and the City of Irving takes this as a very serious problem, because it is a serious problem, and we are going to take effective steps to ensure that we're doing our part to deter drunken driving.
Officer Burris not only sees the dangers every night he works, he was hit by a drunk driver early in his career.
She hit me and shattered my right leg from the knee down in 25 places, and thus began 4 years of reconstructive surgery.
It was the moment that made him commit to a career fighting drunk driving.
Now here it is almost 19 years later, and I'm still doing what I'm doing. So,
What am I being charged for?
driving while intoxicated.
So DWI.
Yes, DWI.
Back at the police station, the suspect we saw flunking his sobriety tests is facing more questions.
Drugs or alcohol today?
Nope.
No drugs at all?
No, ma'am. I mean, alcohol.
You know where you're at right now?
Yep.
Where?
Jail.
He's not there yet, but he soon will be.
You ever been to jail before?
Nope. This is the first time. Thanks, guys.
As he prepares to experience that, Officer Burris is back on patrol, knowing he's outnumbered,
For every one that we catch, several hundred of them get by us.
but also knowing he's making these streets safer.
So I like what I'm doing, and I think it really makes a difference. It's the only thing that I can think of that every night, if you go out and stop a drunk driver, you are potentially saving that unknown family down the street.
Irving police will be using that no-refusal approach over this holiday season. While the holidays are full of fun events, they can be tough for people who have lost loved ones. This could be especially true when the loss is sudden and due to violence. Irving police joined an effort to provide hope for those people during the holidays. City Source reporter Ashley Roberts covered an emotional event.
Each of these ornaments represents precious memories, loved ones that are no longer here.
My son was murdered on July 24th of this year.
Kim Segali says every day for the past 5 months has been a struggle to get out of bed.
It could happen to anybody. I never in a million years thought that this would happen to me.
But Segali is not alone. This sanctuary filled with families all have something in common. They've lost a loved one due to a violent crime.
And not sooner than he parked, they drove up on him, some people, and shot him down.
Each person has his or her own story to tell, and many find that this time of year is difficult to face.
Lots of violence that maybe ordinarily we don't think about unless we read the newspaper or watch a newscast, but these families live that every day. And this is one way they can deal with their pain.
It is the Tree of Angels ceremony, which originated in Austin, Texas in 1991 and has since spread across the country. This is the 13th annual ceremony in Dallas.
And some of these families have been coming here year after year. We keep their ornaments with us. They're very precious.
Precious ornaments that sadly fill a tree.
There'll always be that loss. Here, families can deal with their loss because they're not alone.
Another tradition at the Tree of Angels ceremony is the balloon launch, where family members can write a message on their balloons and release them to their loved ones.
And then it says, Aaron, I will always love you, Mom.
This is Thelma Gonzalez Ortega's 3rd year attending this ceremony. Her 27-year-old son was shot just 4 blocks from their home.
He fell there, and that's when all the pain and suffering began.
Suffering that professional counselors say is inevitable.
When violent crime hits your home, it really is like a tornado that just comes to your house and just devastates everything.
But events like Tree of Angels are intended to help families overcome their losses, while also bringing the community together.
Many law enforcement organizations come together as a crime victim council to plan these kinds of events.
Detective Stephen Lee is an investigator for the Domestic Violence and Child Abuse Unit for the City of Irving Police Department. He's here to lend a helping hand and support these families.
I think this is a good event for them to come to be together, to see that they're not alone.
Also showing support from Irving is Heather Koval, a counselor for the Victim Services Unit.
One of the things that we recommend as counselors to people who have gone through a tragic event like this is to find some new ways to deal with the holidays.
The Tree of Angels can serve as that new tradition and also offer an additional support system.
And I feel very much like I relate to them or they relate to me, and so I really look forward to it every year.
But for others whose wound is a bit fresher, it is a stepping stone to moving forward.
And I've got a whole trial I have to go through to be strong for, and I have to be a voice for him.
A difficult journey is ahead for most of these families, but the Crime Victim Council of Dallas County and Irving's Victim Services Unit are here to help.
We want them to be able to find ways to honor their loved one and still continue to celebrate with those that they have around them.
Tree of Angels fills an ordinary tree with holiday love and hope, offering families a chance to recover from the horrific acts of violence that have turned their lives upside down. A community affair that will be here for years to come.
We help families recover. We help families put pieces back together.
Ashley Roberts for City Source.
For our final story, let's look back at another holiday, Independence Day. Remember all of those flags that lined city streets? We found out how they got there.
American flags.
It just gives you a patriotic feeling.
At least 40,000 of them, though no one could be sure exactly how many.
I don't even know that I could guess.
Appear along the streets of Irving in advance of Independence Day.
You're just going, wow.
A beautiful sight indeed, but look at what it takes to get them there. This is where the Great American Flag Caper begins.
They did it. Come right in. Welcome, welcome.
It's the home of Nell Ann Hunt.
I really like bringing people together.
Where volunteers come to pick up their flags, learn their routes,
6 blocks. 6 blocks, both sides of the street.
And meet a dog insistent on being in the middle of the action.
Let's go, Cody. Come on. Come on, Cody.
The task is huge.
They were putting some out on O'Connor, kind of right in there.
But it started simply back in 1993.
I just bought 200 flags. I really liked my neighborhood and loved my country, so it seemed like a natural thing to do.
I want some flags.
Okay. 150 flags.
Okay.
I'll go get them.
The next year, it was 400 flags, and eventually it grew into a project Nell Ann
Please come in. And don't worry about the dog.
needed help to manage.
So that's 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay, we've got him fixed.
Plenty of patriotic people are participating.
Obviously, we need volunteers to do this, and I want to be one of the volunteers.
I just need a few flags.
Every year the project gets bigger, and the city looks better.
This is getting pretty organized. They don't mind the rain,
It makes it so much easier to put the flags in the ground.
and besides,
So I have red, white, and blue umbrellas. Yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, Cody.
this is only the beginning of the flag caper.
Durango's covered and my street's covered.
Next comes the work of putting the flags in the ground.
We measure them and put them 15 feet apart.
Clyde and Becca DeLoach head up the effort to cover MacArthur Boulevard from Capel to Grand Prairie,
It's 11 or 12 miles.
plus many of the side streets.
I don't think people really think of it as hard work. They're glad to go out and do this.
They figured out the tools of the trade.
You need work gloves.
A hammer.
And then your sunscreen.
And don't forget the bug spray.
I said I'd give it a whirl this morning.
England native Diana McNabb hit Durango Street with her grandson as soon as the sun was up.
You're lucky I'm not out here in my PJs or my nightie or something.
As the project has gotten bigger,
It's gorgeous, first of all, but what it shows is that a community has come together
it has also gotten more expensive to buy the thousands of flags needed.
Neighborhood associations have gotten city grants to put flags in their neighborhood.
The City of Irving offers community partnership grants each year for projects that strengthen neighborhoods.
We get to know our neighbors through this.
Well, it's hard for neighbors to get together these days. We're all busy. We have different lives going different directions, but this brings us together.
8 neighborhood associations received funds for this project.
I think that was pretty marvelous of the City of Irving to join in with that.
We are proud to display our flag, and I think it just does a wonderful thing for Irving.
Oh, nice to meet you, Mrs.
Bernardino.
Meeting new neighbors and strengthening relationships with those they've known for years. What started as a simple show of patriotism,
but isn't it a pretty good thing to express your love of America?
Has grown into so much more.
It just reminds me of how good people are.
That event was a whole lot of fun. Hope we showed some of your favorite stories of the past year. If not, check out our website, cityofirving.org. Many of our stories are available on the homepage. We're also on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/The City of Irving to watch our stories there. You can also find our reports on iTunes, so you can download them to your iPod or iPhone to watch on the go. Your Christmas tree does not have to take up space in the landfill. The City of Irving is collecting trees for recycling. They will be ground into mulch that will be available for residents to use in landscaping projects. Before putting a tree out for recycling, make sure all decorations, stands, and bags are removed. You could leave it curbside for pickup or drop it off by January 9th at Cottonwood Creek Park, Southwest Park, the Drop-Off Recycling Center at 8555 Home Depot Drive, or the City Landfill at 220 West Hunter Farrell Road. There are a lot of ways to make a difference environmentally. Next time on City Source, meet 2 women who are doing just that with a needle and thread. Find out about the Green Seam project on our next show. We'll also let you know about the technology helping to detect water leaks and tell you about the new irrigation rules you need to know before watering your lawn. And don't forget, you can get previews of upcoming shows and learn about other city events. Follow the City of Irving on Facebook and Twitter to keep up with the latest. That's it for this edition of City Source. We leave you this time with more of the city's annual holiday extravaganza. Here come the fireworks right after the tree lighting. Thanks to everyone who's a part of this one, and thank you for watching. For all of us here at City Source, best wishes for a happy and healthy 2011. We'll see you next time.